I ajukui or emotes thok emotes konepe athnan Duane Hansen. I am here anchored and grounded here within in the village of Tokaimos in Squirrel Cove on Cortes Island. I am the son of Rose Louie, the grandson of Emma and Johnny Alec Louie, and I'm grounded here, learning and loving here in the Klahoose traditional territory down here in the village. I guess you could say I'm about maybe the third, maybe even the fourth generation of musicians. My grandpa, both on my mom's side and my dad's side, were musicians, accordion players, piano players, and stuff. A elder from this community, his name is Ron Piel, and I'd known him since I was young, since I was 6, where he used to play drums, and that was kind of my interest in wanting to learn how to play drums. And then I used to come visit. I used to go see him and visit him when I came here to visit the community, and I was really intrigued because I wanted to share the song that I had just composed, right? And it was like kind of about Squirrel Cove and about being here and about thinking about exactly what I'm talking about right now. So I sang it to him, and he was pretty emotional. He a profound sense of this connection that we had, and then he started talking to me, Ajutham in tongue about have you ever thought about maybe putting some of those lyrics into our language, right? So from the influences of my earlier years to the developments of getting into different genres of music, and now I'm kind of sitting back home here and now getting into traditional music and needing to learn the language. It just feels like I'm just starting life all over again with all of this music stuff this music experience that I've had. I would always look out, because when the house is in the foreshore and we look out, it's always to the east. So during working on self from a spiritual perspective, I always could feel the energy coming from the east, and we pray. I pray to the Creator, pray for things, pray for the day, pray for myself, pray for my kids and my family, and pray for people who need support. So I have an eagle feather that was gifted to me by a close friend during my time of need. Have a shell, have sage, cedar, pray and wish for these things, and ask for strength for the day. And some days are harder than others, but they say as long as you get through another day is you know that you're going in a good way. So when I first came here, I was told to come here. I was breaking out of a relationship. I left my family, was pretty wounded. I got into this colonial mindset of saying, well, you know what, I don't give a shit about this, and I'm just going to go drink, and I'm going to go do drugs, and I'm not going to give a shit, and nobody gives a shit, why should I, kind of attitude, right? And then I was driving down the street with this attitude, that I recognized somebody. A guy named Pat Alec now, he's a cultural leader, he's a youth, and he could tell I was wounded. He could tell that I was wounded. This was in Nanaimo, down in Nanaimo. So he says, well, you should come sweat with me. You should go to a sweat. There's these sweats will be happening a bit out of town, and there's this medicine man. He said he has sweats every Sunday. So there's a sweat of men are in the same sort of mixed up woundedness, same as myself. Some sing songs, some tell stories, some cry, some, lots of stuff going on. And the third time that I went, and that medicine man had told me, he's looking at me, he's just rattled, and he says, there it is. And then he's pointing, and I was going like, what? And then he starts rubbing my belly, and he says, right there. And then, don't you see that? And I said, well, I could see it because, big of a belly. But he says, I see light. I see light on your belly button, right? And he says, that's your soul. He says, your soul is waking up. I can see it, right? You're basically saying that you're starting to heal. I guess that was the awakening of my spirit, right? So then after the sweat, then I went to change, and he was waiting for me when I came out. And he said, he says, you should go home. And I'm going, what? He says, yeah. He said, you should go home and should continue the spiritual work that you need to do. But he says, you need to be protected. And then I just sort of went, he's right. I need to go home. So here I am, home, under the protection of my aunties, my uncle, the people, the island. And he was right. I needed to be here, and that's why I'm here. Living, loving, and learning all over again.
I got the mail tickets down, 'cause I deserve it now, 'cause I